Howdy do D. How are you doing today? Gentlemen, ladies, sorry, friends, and all other things in regards to the beauty of Evil Dead the game. Just waiting for little people to come in. If they do come in, come say hi. But yes, my name is Borg Bunny. I will be your semi-competent teacher for Evil Dead the game. It recently got a new update and was recently released on Steam, so I'm here to teach you all new things about how to play Survivor in Evil Dead the game. I've been playing since day one. I haven't prestiged a lot of things, and I will try to keep my ramblings to a minimum. I should mention that I am playing on PC, so the controls will be PC-oriented due to Steam and things like that. But before I begin, I would like to say thank you to all new players who are coming into this game. I have been noticing a lot more newer players coming into the game, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited for you guys to stick around and to enjoy the new stuff going around and to see what exactly happens in this game. Whether because you are an Evil Dead fan, whether because you've been watching this game from a distance but haven't decided to stick your toes in for the most part, or just to try something new, try a different kind of game. Let me tell you exactly how this game, or this stream, is going to go down real quick. We will first begin with the tutorial to kind of show you the basics and to go in a bit more in depth of what it tells you to kind of help you understand a bit more of that things. We will then do a single player mission to help you show those basics in action. I will then go over every single Survivor character, their abilities, the classes, and things like that, and we will finish off by playing versus an AI type dealio. Survivors versus AI Demon. And if we have time, I can go into a real game to show you exactly how intense it can be. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I'd love talking to you. I'd love to help you understand and listen to the game. To get as much information as you can before you start playing the game, or if you've already started playing but still don't quite understand things here. But, yeah. Let's get into this bad boy. Now, of course, in the tutorial, it doesn't matter which character you play as. It just depends. I'm going to go with Hunter Ash, or Ash from Evil Dead 2, and we shall go into that. And we'll go into a bit more what we're doing here back and forth. Alright. Book of the Dead. The Kandarian demon has forced its way into our world. Humanity's salvation...
History will reflect that I am the wretched soul responsible for awakening a Kandarian demon. I beg you to perform the following actions in order to prevent its further spread.
Alright, the Kandarian demon has forced its way into our world. Humanity's salvation lies in lost pages... Sorry?
Collect them to reveal the location of the lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian dagger.
Alright, so as you heard Raymond Erwin, I'm sure you read it as I've been standing here, we gotta find some map pages. Because we are facing an evil unlike that Earth has never seen before. Vault. Vault over fences and railings to open windows. Press E to vault. Rather simple. You can vault over most things in the game, but not everything. Search the house. Alright. So, if you press 1, you can turn on your flashlight, and it will reveal hidden items that you couldn't possibly see at the beginning. Shemp's Cola, these are the things that are your health. This is how you gain health. Press 2, as you can see here, to drink it and to get it back. You can only carry a maximum of 2 or 3 on bait starting out, so only 3 Shemps at a time. There is 4 weapon rarities in each game. There are melee weapons and ranged weapons. Common ones are gray, rare ones are blue, epic ones are purple, and legendary ones are yellow. I'm going to take the legendary one here.
I think I can make this work.
As you can see, each one has their own individual damage output, and it also nicely tells you, compared to the weapon you're currently holding, if it's better or worse. Alright, melee is your main mode of combat. Dodging consumes stamina. Your light attack is left click, your heavy attack is middle mouse button, and of course your dodge is space. Dodging uses stamina, as you can see in the bottom left of my thing. There's a little bar beneath my little character icon that's filling up. That is my stamina. You use stamina by running. You can press run by shift, if it'll let me. Amulets, and you can use stamina by dodging. Use the amulet for extra protection. Its power is is only reduced by taking damage. You can take an amulet, and you can press 3 to use it. And if you see that little blue bar above it, that's my amulet shield. That's how much you can carry. Or I can only get to a maximum of 1 shield bar. 1 amulet will fill up 1 shield bar in most instances. And as I was talking before, press 1 to turn on the flashlight and explore the shed. The flashlight can reveal hidden items. As you can see that, if you hear a little ching noise, then more than likely you've found a hidden item. As usual, I cannot carry any more ships, but we'll take that and carry on our way. Legendary weapon. This is the most powerful weapons, but hardest to find. I will take the meat hammer because it's simply better than the weapon I have now. Alright, let's fight against these Deadites. Execute a finisher or special attack when F appears at the enemy.
A little improvised surgery.
Also, another thing to talk about here is if you are running but press the heavy attack button, you will do a kick which will stun any enemy it hits that are basic. It's nice to know. I should probably also mention this is a good time to talk about the 3 health bars and enemies. There is their normal health bar, the balance bar, and the dismemberment bar. The dismemberment bar you don't actually see, but the balance bar is the white bar when I fight this guy, as you see up here. And there's the normal health bar, which is when it goes down, they die. As you can see that. But when that white bar below the enemy goes down, I can perform a finisher. So if you want to do finishers a little quicker, while also trying not to do anything funky, make that balance bar go down. And depending on how much damage your melee weapon does, is the sooner you can do heavy attacks or finishers like you can. The higher damaging the weapon, the sooner you can do a finishing move. If you do a finishing move, it has a higher chance to drop resources for your character. We'll do a kick here, so that they can't hit me. We'll do a thing right here, kick him off, and do one more finisher. Another benefit of doing a finisher is that you also get invincibility frames, so that you don't actually take damage while doing them. Good for if you're caught out and don't want to get, or continue to get caught out. Search the house, and let's turn on the flashlight again. What can we find? I'll use an amulet. Still can't carry any more shimps. Ah, a shovel. It's common. Ah, this is a good time to talk about speed. Certain weapons, the speed is how fast you can hit with them, and the range, of course, is how far you can hit with them. This is a high damaging weapon, but its speed is 1. So it hits hard, but it hits slow. And as you can see, it does have better dismemberment and balance bar. Dismemberment it's not a bar you can see, but it's still there. Basically, when an enemy takes dismemberment damage, there's a chance that body parts of the enemy will fall off, as if you dismembered them. And if they have less limbs, less things to hit you with. So it entirely depends on, do you want to make them harder to fight back, or just do cool finishers. Depends entirely on what you want to go with. I think I'm going to hold on to my meat hammer for now, because it's a nice balance of what I'm trying to go for here. And of course, shift is to run. We'll continue along the path here. Watch out for your things. There could be enemies from all sides. They can come from anywhere. Ranged combat. Shooting is the most effective way to defeat enemies, but ammo is scarce, so make every shot count. When you are carrying, there are 3 types of ranged weapons. There are handgun, long gun, and special gun. And if I open up my inventory by pressing I, you can see exactly what I have. I have a double barrel in my hand right now. It uses the long gun ammo. The revolver right here
Demon hunting time.
Uses handgun ammo. If they give me a ranged weapon that shows special, I will give that to you. But I will continue to take my double barrel for now. I will leave it with what I have. And of course, each ranged weapon has their own individual stats. There's of course damage, the ammo capacity in your clip, the rate of fire, dismemberment, balance bar, the reload time, and the range. As you can see, the revolver, less damage, higher ammo capacity, less reload time, and higher range, but lower dismemberment and balance bar. So I think I'm going to hold on to this for now. Oh, hold on. The hunting rifle does more damage, more dismemberment, has less reload time and has higher range, but its rate of fire is lower. I'm actually going to hold on to the hunting rifle for now. It entirely depends. Each weapon has their own uses and their own perks. Alright, time to fight. Aiming by right mouse button. Headshots, of course, do more damage. And we're going to reload. R is reload. If you are holding since I was holding a long ammo type, I will instantly pick up any long ammo right there. I'm holding a long ammo weapon. I do not have to automatically pick it up like so. If you're holding that type of weapon that uses that type of ammo, you will instantly pick it up as long as you are not interacting with anything. Drive vehicles. Get into the vehicle, drive to travel more quickly, and run over enemies. If another survivor is all they're driving, you can ride as passenger. In the game, I should mention this when we get to that point, if you are in a car, the demon player can see you, so they know where you are. So be careful not to use the car too early. Alright, you can run over enemies. AD is to steer, reverse and accelerate, 2 is to horn, and 1 is to turn off your lights. And E is to exit the car. Running over enemies does instantly kill most of them, but as you can see to my car, it does take damage and your car can break down and it will make it be unable to use. So once again, you have to decide when to hit the guy or when not to hit the guy. Find the pieces of the map. Find all pieces of the map to learn the location of the lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian Dagger. This is the beginning of how every map starts. You have to first find the pieces of the map. There are 3 pieces of the map, as you can see in the very top of the screen. You find one, it'll tell you where to go next, and you can go next. We're actually going to see what I can find around here. Purple revolver. I'm going to still hold on to my hunting rifle and see what I can find here. Okay. Supply crates. Their contents vary in rarity. There's the common supply crates. Oh, I hear an enemy. I see an enemy. You gotta be careful. You gotta look around every single aspect because you could get surrounded by all... You never know when you can get surrounded. There's the common supply crates. They're as basic as they come and they have a low chance of giving you anything valuable. They will always usually drop not pistols, but common weapons in general. This rare crate might have something nice inside, then again it might not. This is the blue crates. As you see here, we'll drop a purple crate. And this epic crate has a high chance of containing several bottles of Pink F and higher quality weapons. Get it up.
Oh yeah.
More Pink F.
Good stuff.
And this crate contains a legendary weapon and multiple bottles of Pink F. This is the stuff you want to find. If you may not find it every match, but more than likely, if you do find it, it's always good to try to get. Also, when you're playing with teammates, you can press Alt to mark the crate so that other people can see where it is, so that they can come and get some Pink Fs as well. Alright, let's grab the second piece. Now, let's talk about Pink F. Collect these bottles to upgrade character stats for the rest of the match. They are temporary and only last for the match, and that is all. You can press Tab to open your upgrade thing. I am playing each stat... Oh, hold on. And we're going to reload.
All night if I wasn't hunted.
You will only, even though I found these Pink F on the ground here, you will only ever find Pink F in games in these crates. So the more crates you find, the better your character can be throughout the match. Tab. I have 13. I should probably also mention, a common crate will drop 1 Pink F, epic will drop 2, rare will drop 3, and legendary will drop 4 Pink F. So what you upgrade, not every character's upgrade menu will look the same. Since I am playing a hunter class, this is what theirs will look like. But I'm going to upgrade my stamina, which will reduce my stamina cost and improve my regeneration when it's fully upgraded. And I will upgrade my ranged, which increases my damage and my reload speed when fully upgraded. I still have a 3 low left, so I'm actually put some to my health, 25 max health, and then more max health. So you can see exactly what you've done in the top here to see exactly what stats you've given your character for that match and that match alone. I've got 1 more Pink F. I think I'm going to stick it into my melee for now. Press Tab to get rid of the upgrade stat. I'm going to keep moving along the path here. Watching out for enemies all around. Oh, there's another map piece. The map piece, when you're in the location, if you're near it, will have that little red exclamation point, which will show exactly what to grab. We're going to grab this before the bad guy comes. Oh!
The final piece has been collected.
Heavy attack.
The map whole again
and final attack.
The whereabouts of the Kandarian Dagger and the lost pages of the Necronomicon.
Now that I'm thinking about it, you always have a 4-hit combo in your melee attacks. You can do a light, then a heavy, then a light, then a heavy, if you so please. But it's really a mixture of anything. You could do all light. You can do all heavy. But there will always be a 4-hit combo no matter what order you put it in, it just entirely depends on what you want to do and how you want to hit. But you can do whatever.
You're looking at a guy with nothing left to lose.
I'm a little low on ammo here. I'm going to veer off the beaten path here for a second. See what I can find in here, if there is anything in here. Anything worth my time? Doesn't look like it. Sometimes it's not as fruitful to loot, sometimes it is. And I should also mention that in the game, of course, this path will not just be here for you to lay out. This is purely for the tutorial and tutorial alone. Lost pages. Stay within the page's activation aura until the bar fills up to collect the pages. Oh, let's get rid of this guy. So you have to first up and collect it. And then it'll show this little blue aura around here. Staying in the aura, as it says here, will cause it to be collected.
Way to all corrupted souls. Hold your ground.
All
The
right.
team has secured the lost pages of the Necronomicon, exceeding
And there we have...
and giving hope to my lost soul.
And there we have how we collect the pages and the dagger. It does not matter the order you collect them in as long as you collect them, but you cannot collect either the pages or the dagger until you collect the map pages first. And every time you complete whatever objective you finish first, whether it be the pages or the dagger, it will drop a blue supply crate.
Oh yeah.
It's not as
The
good,
good stuff.
but Pink F is Pink F. So I'm going to put this into my melee and into my fear. So you can do the Kandarian dagger first or the pages first. It entirely depends on the situation. We're going to grab this. Time to fight.
Activated the Kandarian dagger. All manner of evil spirits will sense their imminent doom and attack accordingly. You have
All right.
obtained the Kandarian dagger.
And the second objective you get...
Fact
Oh,
with power to burn undead flesh.
the second objective you get will always drop a epic crate.
You now possess the lost pages and Kandarian dagger, and must face the Dark Ones. I wish you the best of luck.
Alright, as Professor Nobi said, once we have the pages and the dagger, we can go find the final objective of the match, which is to banish the Dark Ones. But I have a couple more Pink F. We're going to stick all of this into my shield. I'm going to move along the path here.
Oh, I'm losing.
Oh,
Starting to slip.
fear. Seek out light sources like bonfires, lights, and lit houses to reduce your fear level. Matchsticks, collected light fires. As you can see the bar below my character, that is my fear level. If that gets too high, if you see that little marking where it's kind of bouncing up and down, that is the mark in which the demon player can see you and in which you can get possessed. Because if you do not watch your character, the demons can possess your character and control you to fight your teammates. So watch your fear and try not to do anything.
Jedi do not like light. I can say that from personal experience.
There are certain light sources around the map that you can see on the map. Once I back up there, this top left area, that little fire symbol, you light these up and it'll lower your fear down drastically. You can also go into lit buildings, which will not lower your fear as much or as quickly, but it will still lower it a decent enough. If it'll do in a pinch. All right, let's continue on. Watch the fear, light it up, and make sure you don't get caught out. Alright, Dark Ones. Control. Use the Kandarian dagger to defeat the Dark Ones. We're going to hit Control here. This is the big final boss fight. Enemies will be spawning all around, people will be fighting, and you gotta watch exactly what you're doing to make sure you win the game. The Dark Ones, these big scary looking dudes, will be shooting fireballs at you. So a good tactic to try to do is to press Control and move in one direction in sort of a circle, so that the Dark Ones can't keep hitting you. But keep in mind, you will keep being attacked. And if you're behind something, you can't use the thing. Oh! And now, with the Dark Ones out of the way, you must now defend the book.
Protect the
When the Dark Ones are banished and the book appears, you must protect it, keep it from the obsessed.
End this nightmare.
Because they can still damage it, and if they damage it enough, then you still lose. So watch where the enemies are coming from, and defend this book at all costs. And that, my friends, is basically how every match will go.
I only wish I could be with you to witness spawns of hell and dark spirits ejected from our world. Know that I am there in spirit.
And that, my friends, is how you win as a survivor. Collect the map pieces, collect the pages, collect the dagger, banish the dark ones, and defend the book. That is how a basic asymmetrical game will go. But now that you've seen the basics, let's see if we can kind of get a little bit up the ante with a single-player mission. Each of these missions, I've played them all already and beaten them all, but they will offer, if completed, they will offer both experience for you and little bonuses, such as character skins, characters in some instances. And they will also add these extras, which will increase these little tapes you can listen to that kind of solidify the lore of the game and what happens behind it, if you're into the lore like I was. But we're just going to play the first one here. If you love someone, set them free with a chainsaw. When the love of your life is possessed by a demon, beheading and burying her is the quickest way to end her suffering. At least that's what you tell yourself. But Linda's cries of torment still haunt you. You once gave her a necklace as a symbol of your love. Perhaps finding it will provide some solace. Alright. We have to go to Bronson Cave and find Linda's necklace. Afraid of the dark. Light would make this place less scary. Find matchsticks and start a fire to keep your fear level under control. And if you do run in here, don't worry about this guy, this chick. She'll yell at you, but she doesn't do much else. Grab all the ammo I can for my gun. And we'll see exactly what we can find out here. Alright, looks like we're on our own. Single player missions will guide you exactly where you need to go. Just keep running. Oh! Looks like I got hit by a trap. Traps increase your fear level while also doing a little bit of damage. So you gotta watch that fear level and watch for traps. Enemy. Do this now. Get this out of the way. And knock him out of my way. I'm going to skip on that fear level for now. My fear level's not too bad. I'm not being chased. Oh! Time to get my fear down just a little bit. As you can see here, I don't exactly have a fire, but any light source, if you stand by it, will lower it by a little bit here and there. I'm actually going to go into this building and see what I can find. Ah! An amulet. Perfect. And a ships. Beautiful. I'm actually going to light this up now. Lighting up will increase. This is a lit thing, so it'll lower my fear down much faster. I'm going to use an amulet now and carry on with my life. Come on, baby.
Send you dickwads back one by one if I have.
Gonna reload. Now we're at Bronson Cave, and let's see if we can find Linda's necklace. Alright. Looks like her necklace is over here. Big boy! Dodge. These are elite units, which I'll go more over in a little bit. I'm going to take that Shemps. I'm going to drink a Shemps. And take the necklace. Finding the necklace only reminds you of your sweet Linda's face and the horrible things the demon made it say. You can't leave her like this, buried and alone. Find a shovel. It's the only way. And a higher rarity shotgun.
Demon hunting time.
There's also a chest over here, supply crate. It'll give me a bit more stuff, and another Shemps. Sick. Alright, you can actually press your map by pressing M, and as you can see, that's where I need to go. So we're going to head over there now. Turning on my flashlight to see if I can find anything.
Created light.
Let's see if we can sneak up on this guy. Nice!
One down, a gazillion to go.
And turning on my light to see if I could find anything worthwhile. Bit more ammo, always good. And we're gonna get out of here. Head back to where I came from. Vault over this. Fear's still good, so I don't really think I need a lower it. Cursed ground. If the otherworldly symbols don't give it away, the numerous scares should. You are on unholy ground. Ah! That's another type of demon trap you'll have to be facing in your games. They'll lower your fear. They'll increase your fear. Sorry. They'll increase your fear, and they'll also summon enemies for you to fight. Ah! A shovel. Beautiful. Go to Linda's grave and dig up her head. Let's see if we can find her grave. Aha! Over here. See if I can find anything around this campfire. Nothing as of yet. Very nice. And he's out of here. And he's gone. Alright, let's continue on our way. Anything? Fear's not still super high. I think I'll hold on to this last stick in case of an emergency. Maybe there's something in Demonic Treehouse I can find. Ah! Trap.
You trying to scare me?
Looks like some more ammo. Beautiful. Any loot is good loot. Bit more ammo. Nice. I'm actually just gonna knock her out. Alright. And here we are. The grave of Linda. Take Linda's head back to the work shed and finish this thing once and for all. Oh! Looks like an ambush! What you got for me, buddies?
One down.
And as you can see, Linda's head is on my side of me, like a revolver. I gotta make sure I get this done.
Back to hell for you, shit.
Ah! He's puking on me!
Down. Billions to go.
And he's down. That's a big boy! Oh, crap!
I'm reloading.
Gonna reload. Slurp up a bit. And dodge! Dodge. And he's gone. Whew! You've got Linda's head, but finishing the job is going to be a battle. Better grab what supplies and protection you can from Payne Manor before heading to the work shed. And Linda is just pickled thinking of how you're gonna die.
Deadites do not
Let's
like
prove her wrong.
say that from personal experience.
Turning on my light. Oh. Watching for enemies.
In the work shed, Ash. Why are you taking
Oh.
me there?
Let's see if I can avoid that big man. I hear enemies. Let's see exactly what I can find around here. Kind of take the longer route. Be safe. You know what I mean? Alright, here we are. This old place is chock full of helpful items. Stock up and set up for the work shed when you're ready.
Ashley,
Alright, let's see what I can find in here. Try not to waste as much ammo. Looks like we got more bad guys coming in. Ah! He's barfing on me. Oh, don't want to mess with the big boys. Alright, we got that out of the way. Anything else I can find up here? Looks like some more ammo. Ooh, a legendary double barrel. I'll take it. Some more matchsticks. Some more ammo. And a legendary chainsaw. Let's bring it. Just gotta explore a bit. See what you can find. Oh, I missed. Any healing items of amulets or any kind?
Ash, help me, please.
Doesn't look like it.
Don't let them take me away again. Please.
Gonna go out this way so I don't have to deal with the big boy. I'm not sure if all the single players are RGB as if the games are, but if they are, your looting experience might be a little different than mine. You never know.
Ash? Ash, honey? I'm better now. Why won't you look at me? You left me here, Ash.
You try to kill me, Linda. Oh, a Shemps. Beautiful. The Lord doth provide. Let's keep running.
You are old, slow, and pathetic. Linda never loved you.
Sounds like a personal problem, Linda. Let's just take her out. Alright, let's get to this work shed. Ah, more ammo. I can't get in? What? Oh, Henrietta's up! Ah, she's grabbed me! I'm good, Henrietta! Ugh. I'm gonna take care of this chick real quick. Ah! Ah, crap. I gotta get rid of that alarm. I gotta first reload my weapon. Oh, what? It didn't dismiss. Take a slurp? No! Sorry about that. I thought I disabled that for today. I am low on the health. Time to take a slurp.
Killing time.
Alright, come on.
Eat chainsaw.
Final boss battle. Oh no! This is dangerous.
Good old.
Woo! Alright, let's put Linda's head in the clamp and finish this once and for all. Woo! Hear that noise? That's the noise that means you won. Rest in peace, sweet Linda. You'll always be truly amazing. And that is an average single-player mission. There are many more, but that is basically the one that we'll cover for today. As you can see, basics, dodging, fighting, running, keeping your fear intact. All very good things. Alright, now, here's the bread and butter. The bread and butter of Survivors, the characters. There are many characters. Some of them are behind finishing single-player missions. Others are, unfortunately, behind a paywall. You have to pay to get them downloaded. But all different types of characters throughout the entirety of the game. I'll go over first the classes and what each character does. Alright, starting off, leaders. Leaders have specific auras that improve their stats and the stats of nearby survivors. They're also more resistant to fear. Another thing we should mention is that in a match, they can pick up more pink F than any other characters. Most characters can only pick up 20 maximum. These characters can pick up 25. Warriors are sort of the meatheads, the meathead melee guys. They like getting up close and personal, and they like hitting hard. They have a bit more health, and they inflict more melee damage, all things considered. Hunters inflict more ranged weapon damage, they can carry more ammo, and they have slower stamina consumption. In essence, they can run faster, shoot farther from a distance, hit harder from a distance, and have the necessary means to continue shooting farther and hitting harder from a distance. Supports, your basic supports, healers, amulet makers, just helping the team out in any way they can. They start off with a Shemps and an amulet at the beginning of the match, and if they use a Shemp, if they drink a Shemp or use an amulet, survivors in their aura, so to speak, or their direct vicinity also gain those effects, such as if a support drinks a Shemps, both supports and other characters will also get healed. All characters within the vicinity will get healed. They use an amulet, anyone will get a little bit of a shield. But that's kind of the basic. It starts off depending on who you want. Do you want to buff your team up with auras? Do you want to hit hard like a Do you want to hit like a house? Do you want to hit like a house but from a distance? Or do you want to make sure the harder hitters are hurting less? Harding hitters are hurting less. Now let's go over the characters in general. This is Leader Ashe, or Lash as he is known in the community. You'll see my builds for them, but you don't have to go based on what I do because it's how I like to play the characters. His starting ability, each character has a starting power and ability, or passive effect. His starting ability is Show Up and Blow Up. His active ability that generates an explosion, damaging enemies around him balance bar. So he'll raise his fist up the air, and that white bar I was showing you in the tutorial will go down dramatically. Good for giving you a bit more breathing room, getting a bunch of finishers and executions off, or dealing with possessed units, which we'll talk about later. His starting passive is El Jefe. It is an aura that affects all survivors within its range, increasing their fear resistance and the damage they inflict. So he's good for making sure the fear doesn't go up and making sure their characters are hitting harder when necessary. His third passive ability is Old Friend. He'll start the match with a chainsaw. Most characters don't start with a weapon, but he will. And his final passive ability is El Jefe Grande. It enhances his aura's effects when he performs a finisher or dismembers an enemy. Now, before I continue, I should probably mention exactly how upgrading your characters works. Your characters have certain levels, I'm not sure if you can see my cursor, but in the bottom right here, as you can see, my Lash is level 25. You increase your character's level by either playing the character in-game, or at the end of every match, you'll collect these things in the top right called Spirit Points. You can use those to upgrade your characters faster, and doing that. Each character will start off with their ability and a starting passive, but you don't actually get these third and fourth passives until you reach level 10 and level 25. So Lash is good for making sure people hit hard and using finishers. He's a more finisher-focused kind of dealio. And of course, I can show him the outfits as well. Default outfit is, of course, that. You'll unlock this in a single-player mission. This is a DLC you can buy, and this is the latest DLC you can buy. I like this one, but that's just me. And that is Lash. Up next, we have Annie Nobi from Evil Dead 2. Annie's starting ability is Hit Him Where It Hurts. When activated, this ability increases range damage from Annie and any teammates who are near her. So when she activates it, she's going to shoot harder, and all characters around her also shoot harder. She's good for a more hunter-oriented team. Her starting passive is called Howitzer. You and all teammates within this aura's effect radius deal more damage with ranged weapons. So just naturally, you'll deal more damage, but with this and the Hit 'em Where It Hurts, you'll do massive range damage. Her level 10 passive is Haymaker. Attacks by you and your teammates within this aura's effect radius cause more damage to the balance bar of basic evil units. So you'll be able to take out basic units with finishers and executions much quicker and much faster with an Annie in your general vicinity. Her level 25 passive is Slugger. Attacks by you and your teammates within this aura's effect radius cause more damage to the balance bar of elite and boss evil units. So when a boss comes out, that just kind of rounds it all out. She's more of a balance focus. She's able to shoot from a distance while also decreasing the balance bar of any enemies within her area. And her outfits are her default outfit and her explorer outfit. Next up, we have Lord Arthur. He was originally behind a single-player mission that you had to do to unlock. I'm not sure if that's still true now. But if it is, if you don't have him, he's probably a reward for a single-player mission. His starting ability is the Lord's Wrath. When activated, this ability increases the damage inflicted by your melee attacks and those of your nearby teammates, in addition to reducing fear levels. If Lord Arthur has a sword, he inflicts extra damage. So when he activates this ability, he'll do a little animation. His arms will start to turn on fire, and his weapon will glow a certain color. If he's got a sword, he'll do extra damage with the attacks, and amongst other things. His starting passive is Weapon Master, melee attacks. You and all teammates within this aura's radius deal increased damage with melee attacks. You also start the match with the sword as an added bonus. So in essence, you'll do more damage with melee. His level 10 passive is the Weapon Master Sword. The sword has a faster attack speed and deals increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. So anyone can use a sword, but the sword in the hands of a level 10 Arthur, nightmare fuel. But you also start with it with this ability. And his final passive is level 25, Fuel the Fire. If you perform a finisher while the Lord's Wrath is active, the ability lasts longer. So if this ability is active and you perform a finisher or perform an execution, they say finishers, I'm going to call them executions. With it, the ability will last longer. So if you time it just right, you could have the entire match. Technically speaking, you probably won't. Let's be honest. In a perfect world, you could have his ability last the entire match. Highly unlikely. Actually impossible, but you get the idea. Perform an execution, his ability will last longer. His default outfit, his battle prep outfit, and his Rifle King outfit. Both of these outfits are DLC that you can buy. The next leader is Ruby Nobi. Not related to Annie Nobi, though they share a last name. It's complicated if you haven't seen the TV show. Alright. Her starting ability is Lilith's Curse. When activated, Ruby gradually consumes the accumulated souls to charge her unique ability. If deactivated or when she runs out of souls, Ruby will trigger a deadly blast that damages evil units within range and heals survivors nearby. Ruby is kind of a bit more of an advanced type. If you're getting better at the game, try Ruby out. She's a bit more advanced. Essentially, when you kill enemies around Ruby, she'll collect their souls. And when you have a certain amount of souls, you can use her ability, which you'll start losing souls, but the more enemies you kill and the more souls you gain back, the more powerful the charge has. Once you run out of souls, or you just automatically get rid of it, she'll do a little blast animation. Teammates will get healed, damage will be done. So she's like a ticking time bomb. If you do a ticking time bomb, then of course things will continue on forward. Her starting passive is Soul Eater. Ruby generates health up to a certain threshold. Being a dark one, she can't collect or use an amulet. In return, she absorbs the souls of evil units that die within her aura, improving its effects. So the more souls you have, the more useful her aura is. She, however, does not have that blue bar I showed you at the beginning. She cannot use amulets whatsoever. You'll have to use someone else will have to use them. She can't even pick them up. Her level 10 passive is Anathema. I hope I'm saying that right. It increases the fear threshold and the infernal energy cost at which Ruby can be possessed. Additionally, it reduces the damage taken when the possession ends and increases Ruby's Soul Eater health regeneration. And her level 25 passive is Quick Study. Killing an evil unit with a melee weapon increases Ruby's melee damage. Conversely, killing an evil unit with a ranged weapon increases her range damage. It's like tokens. You get a certain amount of tokens. You can get a max 20 tokens. And they can be split evenly among either melee or ranged. Entirely depends if you want to make her more melee-oriented, then keep killing things with melee. If you want to make her more ranged-focused, make her kill things with ranged. Unfortunately, at the current time, she does not have any other default outfits. Any other outfits besides her default one. And the latest new addition into the game on the Survivor side is Brock Williams. He is the father of Ash Williams. But his starting ability is All Eyes on Me. When activated, this ability provides immunity to knockbacks and increases the range of your aura. In turn, teammates within range enhance the effects of Brock's Life of the Party. Knockback is when you are holding a gun and you're trying to shoot and you're aiming, you can actually get knocked out of that. But when Brock activates his ability, everyone within the aura is immune to that. They just take the damage but can keep shooting. His starting passive is Life of the Party. The effect of Brock's aura are influenced by the class of his teammates. So if you've got leaders in your thing, the fear reduction will increase. If you've got warriors, then a melee damage will increase. If you've got range damage will increase with hunters, and the cooldown speed increase per support is, of course, if there are supports. So if you have 3 other warriors on your team and they're all within the aura, that is a 30% melee damage increase. It's pretty good, pretty good. His level 10 ability is Blood Ties. The effect of Brock's aura vary depending on whether his teammates are members of the Williams family. In essence, the more family members from the Williams family will increase by 7%. If you have 3 other members of the Williams family, that's 21% damage reduction being hit. But if you don't have any Williams members on the team, the healing will increase instead. In essence, if they heal themselves, their heal will increase more. So he shines more with more family members on his team. He's a family man. He loves his family and wants to protect it at all costs. His level 25 passive ability is I am the manager. Screw you, Karen. You think you got what it takes to come up against Brock? You got nothing. Basically, it increases the maximum amount of ships, cola, ammo, amulets, and matches Brock can carry. Most characters can only carry about 3 ships and 3 amulets. Brock can carry 5 amulets, 5 ships, 5 matchsticks, and however maximum ammo increase, because you can carry a different amount of ammo depending on the type. And since he's the newest character in the game, he does not have any other outfits, unfortunately. The Team Fortress 2 player within me is very sad that there's not many things. Now onto the warriors. This is Warrior Ash, or Wash. His starting ability is Wise Man's Potion. When activated, this ability will grant you health restoration, fear reduction, increased damage dealing, and reduction of damage received. So in essence, he'll gain some health, he'll lower his fear, he'll hit harder, and he'll take less damage on the way while it's active. His starting passive is Shield Blast. Each time your shield loses a bar, it will trigger an explosion, damaging any nearby enemies. Excuse me, my apologies. So you want to have as much amulet on Wash as you can, because the more amulets that break or the more bars that get destroyed, the more damage you'll do caught via explosion. His level 10 passive is Finish Strong. After Ash kills an enemy with a finisher, he recovers part of his shield bar. So if you do that, then you can, of course, get some more amulets back. And his final is Weapon Master with the Chainsaw. The Chainsaw has a faster attack speed and deals increased health, bounce bar, and dismemberment damage. There are only 3 characters that can use the Chainsaw. Leader Ash, Warrior Ash, and Hunter Ash. No other character can use the Chainsaw. So, if you have a Warrior Ash on your team and you find a high rarity Chainsaw, make sure Wash gets it as soon as humanly possible. He's been in the game for quite some time. His default outfit, his Gallant Knight outfit, which I don't own, his S-Mart outfit, his S-Mart Halloween outfit, and the Sellsword outfit. All of these outfits are unfortunately behind a paywall, DLCs that you'd like to buy, but other than that, they're pretty good. So Warrior Ash kind of focuses more on shields and finishers. That's kind of his shtick. Now we go to my favorite warrior, just because of the way I like to play, is Scotty. His starting ability is Thunder Thrust. When activated, this explosive ability damages all enemies in the surrounding area. Basically, he just flexes his muscles and an explosion happens and people take damage. Fairly simple, pretty average, best to do. His starting passive is Collateral Damage. Your heavy melee attacks inflict additional damage to nearby enemies. So every heavy melee attack you hit also does extra damage to enemies around you. So do as many heavy melee attacks as you possibly can. His level 10 is Exposure Therapy. Partially reduces your fear levels with every enemy you kill. So the more enemies you kill, less likely you're going to get scared. And his level 25 ability is Weapon Master Lumberjack Axe. The Lumberjack Axe has a faster attack speed and deals increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. Once again, anyone can use the Lumberjack Axe. But the Lumberjack Axe in the hands of a Scotty, nightmare fuel for any demons around. Scotty, of course, excels at a bit more crowd control. If you're being surrounded, just do some heavy melee attacks or use this ability. Give both yourself and your teammates some breathing room. And of course, he's got his default outfit and his college outfit, which I'm going to equip because I like better. Next up, we have Henry the Red. His starting ability is Unstoppable. Activating this ability temporarily prevents damage to health or shield. Essentially, he becomes invincible for 8 seconds. Or 7 seconds. Looks like they nerfed it. My apologies. Good for fighting bosses that are being a little ornery. Good for getting clutch revives or resurrects on your teammates. Just all around good. His starting passive is Shields Up. Start the match with an additional shield bar. Yeah. Most characters only start with 1 shield bar. Henry starts with 2. His level 10 passive is Rebound. If you have any shield, it reflects a percentage of the damage you receive back onto your attacker. So if someone attacks you and you have a shield, that attacker will also take damage. His level 25 passive is Battle Hardened. Increases maximum health and shield bar length. As you can see, if you haven't seen about his ability, Henry excels more at being an unstoppable tank. Have as much shield as you possibly can, and take out the big guys if possible. And that's kind of his dealio. Fight the big boys so no one else has to, you know what I mean? Of course, don't just fight them by yourself because you're still on a team-oriented game. He's been in the game for a while. His outfits are his default, his Scottish vibe, his Berserker cosplay, and the Red Pikeman. I'm going to go with the Red Pikeman because that's personally my favorite. Up next, we have Mia. Her starting ability is Uncontrollable. When activated, Mia cannot be possessed, but her fear level increases and cannot be decreased. However, when the ability deactivates, her fear level drops according to how many evil units she killed while it was active. Essentially, the higher her fear, the more damage she does, and things like that. Her first passive is Fear leads to Anger. When Mia's fear level reaches a specific threshold, her damage potential increases as her fear rises. The more scared she is, the more damage she deals, of course. Her level 10 passive is Blood Rain. A percentage of Mia's heavy attack damage is converted to prolonged bleeding damage. And finally, her level 25 is Weapon Master, the Machete. The Machete has a faster attack speed and deals increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. So Mia relies focusing more on being scared. The more scared she is, the more damage she does. And the more damage she does, and the more things she kills, lowers her fear when her ability ends. It entirely depends on what she is, what she's doing, and of course, if she does heavy attacks. If the first hit won't kill you, the bleed out might. She's also a bit good for crowd control, but she's also good for fighting off the big boys as a warrior. Just entirely depends on how you want to play her and what you want to try here. Her outfits are, of course, her default and her Demon Slayer outfit. I like her default outfit, but that's just me. But that's what we're going to go with right now. One little thing I should mention with warriors is that if you get pink F and when you look at their upgrade bar, if you upgrade their pink F the entire way, if you upgrade their shield on the upgrade menu the entire way, when they use an amulet, they will fill up 2 shield bars instead of 1 like most other characters. So with shields, until they upgrade that, they'll only use 1, but once they upgrade their shield fully in a match, then their amulets will fill up 2 shield bars instead of 1, so they waste less. Going on to the hunters. Starting off, we have Hunter Ash, or Hash, as he is known. Hash Brown. I like to call him Hash Brown. His starting ability is Exorcist. Activating this ability exorcises the demon from any possessed survivor or basic unit. If used on a possessed elite or boss unit, the ability drains some infernal energy from the demon. So in essence, if you see a teammate who's possessed, they'll be highlighted in red so you can know who they are. If you use his ability, it will instantly kick the demon player out of that character, so that they get full control of themselves and they don't take any more damage. His starting passive is Treasure Hunter. He can see supply crates through walls at a close range. Good for trying to figure out where all the crates spawn and just trying to make sure you upgrade quicker. His level 10 passive is I'm the guy with the double barrel. You start the match with the double barrel. Nothing too complicated about that. You start with a gun, most others don't. Level 25 is the Weapon Master of the Double Barrel. The Double Barrel has a faster reload speed and deals increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. Once again, anyone can use a Double Barrel, but the Double Barrel in the hands of a Hash, terrifying. As you can see, he's a bit more of I almost want to call him a wild card with his characters. His ability is, he doesn't have a lot of, unity of his characters. There's not one thing, so you can kind of make him do with whatever you want. He does damage with the double barrel, he can find crates, and he can kick demon out of stuff. His outfits are his default outfit, his hunter outfit, and his Savini alternate outfit. I'm going to click this because I like this outfit the most. Up next, we have my personal favorite hunter, Ed Getley. His starting ability is It's a Trap. When activated, this ability grants use of a unique flashlight that allows you to detect and temporarily disarm demon traps. Basically, his flashlight will turn blue, and any trap he runs over, it will make a little noise. It'll have and it'll show a little icon that shows you where the trap is and that it's been deactivated, so that both you and your teammates can know when it comes back up that's saying, hey, that trap's there, be careful of that area. His starting passive is Enduring Light. It increases the battery life of his flashlight. His level 10 passive is the Weapon Master of all crossbows. Not just the one singular crossbow, but all crossbows in general. Crossbows have a faster reload speed and deal increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. I should mention that crossbows do not travel the same way bullets do, of course, because you're using arrow. They almost have an arc to them. Just be careful of that. Crossbows are very dangerous, are sort of a high-risk, high-reward type weapon. So there are a couple crossbows you can try, but You'll see if you play it. His level 25 passive is the Collector. Increases the chance that defeated enemies will drop items, also improves the chance of finding crates of higher rarity. So basically, if you've got a Ed level 25 on your team, you're going to find some better chests, and you're going to find some more resources to use. And he's going to make sure... He's a bit of the explorer type dealer. He's a bit of the treasure hunter. He likes exploring, making sure he can stay exploring, and make sure he finds good loot within. And that is Ed Getley. His outfits are his default and his explorer outfit. I'm going to go with explorer because I like the cowboy hat. Up next, we have Kelly. Kelly Maxwell. Her starting passive is starting ability is Slip Shot. When activated, you dodge without using stamina, and your ranged attacks cause bleeding damage to your target for a short time. So, in essence, once you activate it, you can dodge as much as you want without using stamina. Good for getting away from the big elite units or possessed boss units if you're by yourself, or just making sure you're out of a scary situation fast. And as an added bonus, your ranged attacks will also do bleed damage, so that enemies can bleed out on the ground while you laughingly dodge into the sunset. Her starting passive is the Weapon Master of the Meat Hammer. The Meat Hammer has a faster attack speed and deals increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. It is a speed 3 weapon, so it hit, but its damage is alright. It's not the best hitting thing, but it's good for what it is. Her level 10 passive is Counter Shot. Your next ranged attack after a successful dodge inflicts bleeding damage on your target for a short time. So if you dodge an enemy and shoot him first, not only do they not hit you, but you hit them and then hit them for sort of a little bit more. Her final level 25 passive is Battle Frenzy. Increases the amount of melee damage you deal the longer you are in sustained combat. Kelly is a bit of a fighter. She's a bit of a brawler. She likes to not get hit, and she likes to hit hard back. So if you want to play a hunter that is both a pretty decent damage dealer in both ranged and melee, Kelly is your pick. She's good at dealing damage no matter what she is. She of course is still a hunter, so she does better damage with ranged, but you're not going to be caught completely off guard if you're stuck without any ammo. And her outfits, her default outfit, her Scourge of Evil outfit, and the Stay Frosty outfit, which I like. The Scourge of Evil outfit is a DLC. The Stay Frosty outfit you can actually unlock in a single player mission, and it's probably the best skin in the entire game, not counting the Savini Ash skin, but that's my opinion. Ugh. My apologies. Oh, and up next we have Amanda. Her starting ability is Ammo for Days. When activated, this ability allows you to temporarily fire your ranged weapons without expending any ammunition. Essentially just bottomless mags for the duration for the next 7 seconds. Just keep firing and keep blasting until... Essentially just... So anyway, I started blasting, but the part of the game. Her starting passive is the Trusty Sidearm. You start the match with the pistol. The pistol has a high fire rate, not a lot of very good damage, but in the Amanda, it's still really good. Also, if you have a possessed teammate, good for knocking them on their feet so that they don't shoot you, but you can kind of stagger them enough so that your teammates can deal stuff like that. The level 10 passive is the Weapon Master of the Pistol. It, of course, has faster reload speed and deals increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. Anyone can use the pistol. Pistol in the hands of Amanda, terrifying. The level 25 passive is Accuracy Counts. Damage dealt by your ranged weapons increases with each consecutive hit. So the more stuff you hit, the more damage you're going to do in the long run. Of course, it will degrade if you miss, and if you miss entirely, it'll just go away completely. But each time, if you keep getting your headshots, or just shots in general, you will do 2% increased damage for every shot you do. But that may not seem like a lot, but with the right weapon, you can do quite a lot of damage with Amanda. So she's focused mostly around high fire rate and plenty of ammo. If you like ammo, and you think you're accurate enough to keep consecutive shots, then by all means, pick Amanda. Let's move on. Now we're on to the supports. We go to my starting favorite support, which is Support Ash, or Sash, as he is called. His active ability is Reassuring Presence. When activated, this ability reduces fear levels for you and nearby teammates. He'll do a little wiggle it out motion, and then both himself and characters around him, their fear level will decrease dramatically by 50. His starting passive is Alternative Healing. Successful heavy melee attacks partially restore health for you and nearby teammates. So if he hits a melee attack, he'll get healed, and survivors around him will also get healed. His level 10 passive is Mark Target Damage. Headshots mark a target for a limited time. During this period, follow-up shots from you or your teammates deal additional damage. So if you headshot someone that units its eyes will glow green, and if you shoot him again or any other player shoots him, then they'll do more damage. Level 25 passive is Marked Target Healing. Headshots mark a target for a limited time. During this period, follow-up shots from you or your teammates restore a percentage of the damage back to you as health. So, if you headshot someone with a fully upgraded Ash, they will do more damage to the enemy you're hitting, and also get 10% of the damage you deal back as healing. So, Sash is a bit more of a warrior, a bit more of a fighter-type healer. He doesn't have a direct line of healing besides, of course, Shemps, but he heals through fighting. So if you want to fight while also healing your teammates, Sash is your man. He gets a default outfit and he gets his college outfit, which I like more. But that's just me. Oh, I don't think I showed Amanda's outfits. My apologies. Her default outfit and her duty calls outfit. My fault, my bad. Now we go to Cheryl, who is considered the most primary healing support of the game. Her starting ability is Healing Touch. Activate this ability to create a healing zone for you and your teammates. Essentially, she puts down a little medkit. It'll do a little aura around it. Any survivors within the range will, of course, heal back. Will get healed the longer they stand in it. Her starting ability is Cola Coaster. You carry more Shemp's Cola and start the match with an extra one in your inventory. Pretty simple there. Her level 10 passive is Contact Courage. Drinking a Shemp's Cola partially reduces your fear and the fear of nearby teammates. So when she drinks a Shemp's, the fear goes down for her and teammates who go down. Good for dealing with pesky demons who want to get that fear up. Her level 25 passive is Contact Healing. When you drink a Shemp's Cola, Cheryl and nearby teammates gain an increased amount of health. So every support will increase the health of teammates around him, but Cheryl will do more and she'll do it better. As you can see, she revolves mostly around healing and Shemp's Cola. That is why she's considered the most primary healing class of the game. Give as much Shemp's as you can to Cheryl, and she'll give you as much health as she can back. Her outfits are her default and her Brown Town outfit. I'm going to go with Brown Town because it looks better in my opinion. Up next we have Pablo Escobar, or as he's known, Soy el Brujo Especial. I apologize if I butchered that. But his starting ability is Gift from El Brujo Especial. Activate this ability to begin creating an amulet and then drop it to the ground on completion. So he can create as much amulets as he wants. Not whenever he wants, of course, there's a cooldown, but he can create as much amulets as he wants. His starting ability is Infernal Camouflage. Demons are no longer able to detect you using Demon Vision. When using an amulet, nearby survivors go undetected by the Demon Vision for a limited time. So Pablo is completely invisible. It does not matter if he fires a gun. It does not matter if he gets in a car. It does not matter if his fear gets too high. The demon cannot see him on the map. Ever. He's a bit more of a stealthy support. He's good for rushing objectives. The only way the demon can see them is if he, of course, hears him, or if he sees him within line of sight. But Pablo is completely invisible. Fire away as to your heart's content. Get in the car to your heart's content. Let your fear go up as to your heart's content as a Pablo. The demon cannot see you. His level 10 passive is Legacy of El Brujo. You begin the match with an additional amulet. Also increases the maximum amount of amulets you can carry. When Pablo uses an amulet, nearby survivors recover part of the shield bar. Of course. His level 25 passive is Shamanic Protection. Your shield bar will gradually recover over time until you have at least one full shield bar. So as you can see, Pablo is a bit more of a stealthy support. He's good for rushing objectives and not getting found out. Pardon me, I have to cough. My apologies. He's a bit more amulet focused as a support. So if there's a Pablo, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I feel like it is. When a Pablo is in the match, amulets will just naturally spawn more. So if there's a Pablo in your match, he's good to pair with warriors because they need as much amulets as they can, and he's also good, like I said before, for rushing objectives. His outfits are the default outfit, his Kandarian facelift outfit, his fish and chips outfit, and El Brujo outfit. I'm actually going to go with the Kandarian facelift. This, I believe, is a free outfit. I believe this is a DLC, and this is a DLC. But I like the free outfit just because I'm a big fan of masks. That's just me. Up next, we have David. His ability is Beacon of Hope. It reduces the fear for you and any teammates within the Flame's aura. He will sort of drop some gasoline on the ground and light it on fire, and it will do a little blue fire that everyone can see. Evil units within the aura require an increased amount of infernal energy to possess. So in essence, he's good for making sure the demon doesn't try any cheeky tactics of possessing and killing you. His starting passive is Soda Pop. When David drinks a Shemps, he and all nearby survivors take less damage for a limited time. So in essence, he drinks a Shemps, nobody's taking as much damage as they did before. His level 10 passive is the Weapon Master for the Nail Gun. Nail guns have a faster reload speed and deal increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. And his level 25 passive is the Boosted Beacon. Increases the range of Beacon of Hope's aura and the infernal energy cost to maintain possession within the aura. Attacking a possessed evil unit within the aura reduces the demon's infernal energy. So he's good. David is good for dealing with possessed units. Making sure that the demon doesn't have any of the infernal energy he needs to take out your teammates, while also making sure that he can't last long in the aura. So it's good for... Yeah, I'm repeating myself now, aren't I? He unfortunately does not have any outfits. My boy David needs some more loving. And we are on to the last, but certainly not least, character, the Blacksmith. The Blacksmith is a bit more of an odd fellow. His ability is Avenging Anvil. When activated, the Blacksmith fuses metal scraps to forge a random weapon. The more metal scraps you own, the higher your chance of fashioning a high-quality weapon. So, to explain the Blacksmith, there's another resource throughout the map that will drop when you defeat enemies or just throughout looting your exploits that are green boxes called scraps. The Blacksmith is the only one that can see them, and he's the only one that can use them. He picks them up. You can upgrade the amount he carries in the match with Pink F with a maximum of 50. If you get to 50 scraps, you will guaranteed craft a legendary weapon. But it does take time. You have to find a safe spot and do his little ability. He'll hit his anvil a couple of times, and it will make a weapon pop out. Excuse me, apologies. You can't choose what weapon comes out. It's completely random. But of course, the more scraps you have, if you have less scraps, you'll make a common weapon. If you have more scraps than that, you'll have a chance to make a blue weapon. If you have more scraps than that, you have a chance to make a purple weapon. It entirely depends. You'll see how much scraps you have on the HUD for the Blacksmith. But that is kind of how the Blacksmith works. He's a bit more complicated than the other supports. His starting passive is Weapon Master Melee. Melee weapons have a faster attack speed and deal increased health, balance bar, and dismemberment damage. In return, the Blacksmith is unable to use ranged weapons. So, he's the more warrior support. He's a mixture of a warrior and a support. He deals damage, but he cannot pick up any guns. Any kind of gun, no matter what. He just can't use them. He's a blacksmith. He doesn't know how archery works or anything like that. His level 10 passive is Tough as Nails and increases the maximum health of the blacksmith. Basically, he has more health to spare so that he takes less. So he goes down less, I suppose. His level 25 passive is Rough and Ready. When using an amulet, the blacksmith and nearby survivors have their damage increased for a limited time. If you're lucky, the amulet might not break, so you can keep using it. So he uses an amulet, gives a buff, sort of like David. Instead of taking less damage, your teammates will do more damage, and you might not waste an amulet. It will say your amulet did not break, so you don't waste as much amulets. So the blacksmith excels at he's a bit of a looter, but he's also a great warrior. He's a good tanky support, while also making sure his teammates are dealing as much damage as he is. That all makes sense? And that is all the survivor characters in the game. Now, I'm going to also go over the guys we're fighting, but not as in-depth as I would in a demon thing. Basically, I'll just kind of give a brief rundown of how every demon player works gradually, and kind of what they excel at, so you can know what to expect. So I'm going to go with Warlord starting off here. But each demon... Oh, not Screamers. Okay. Each demon army that you'll be going up against has a boss, elite units, and basic units. Each with their own abilities, as you'll see on the right here, and their own weak things like that. Every single boss has a grab that if they grab you, as you saw in my single player tutorial mission, they can grab you and they'll hold you there to deal damage. Teammates can knock you out of it, but they have to be there to hit them first. The block is ungrabbable. It's undodgeable. You cannot dodge out of the grab, but you can sometimes make the boss player kind of miss the grab if you're clever. So there's watch for bosses, elite units, and basic units. Basic units are, of course, the ones you'll fight the most. Elite units will spawn whether in portals or if the demon upgrades his traps. And, of course, the boss is the big boy that you want to watch out for. So that's kind of what every single demon has that ability. Every single demon, that's how they run. But let me tell you kind of what they rely on. The Schemer is the newest addition. He relies a bit more on traps and illusions. So he can activate traps as much as he wants. There's cooldowns, but he can kind of ignore them with his abilities. So he relies a bit more on increasing your fear level through traps and just making sure you don't know who to shoot at because you're not sure who's possessed and who's not. The Plaguebringer relies a bit more on status effects. She has her own status effect called Blight, which the more Blight you as a survivor will have, the more damage you will take over time. And they can stack the Blight over and over again with various abilities and effects. I should also mention that the Plaguebringer is kind of odd because in the game, before you're about to get hit out of something outside of your view, a little white arrow will show you that so you know when to dodge. But the Plaguebringer's attacks kind of do it when they wind up, because they have like a wind up on most of their attacks, and it does it on the wind up and not the actual when you're about to get hit, so be careful of that. The Warlord relies mostly on abilities and brute strength. They can take less balance bar damage, but can also deal as much damage with their seismic slams and other effects that damage survivors around them. The Puppeteer relies focusedly on possession and increasing survivors' fear levels. So make sure you upgrade your fear so you take less fear over time. The more units they possess, they rely solely on possession, essentially. They'll possess units, they'll possess players quickly, more effectively, and more dangerously for us survivors. The Necromancer can summon the Skeleton Flautist, which cannot defend itself or move, but increases the damage dealt and reduces the damage received by all evil units who hear its music. So if you hear like a little flute playing, the Necromancer's put up a flutist, and you'll see little red rage things around the units that are within its range. They take less damage, and they take less balance bar damage, so you want to take care of the flutist as soon as possible. But they also rely on overwhelming numbers. Overwhelming you with just as many units as they can. Hard to fight back when you're surrounded on all sides. Now I'll kind of go... But that's kind of things. They can also be resurrected by their boss, which is Evil Ash. And that's kind of the basic knowledge that you'll need against... So if you see a Schemer, then you'll know, okay, lots of traps. Gotta be careful for traps. Gotta learn where all the traps are. If you see Plaguebringer, you gotta make sure you're not getting hit by anything green, because green is bad. Warlord, you'll know, okay, a bit more of abilities. Make sure I watch the abilities and understand how they work. Puppeteer, okay, I gotta make sure my fear is down. Necromancer, okay, I gotta make sure I have abilities or weapons, explosive weapons, that will take out many enemies as much as you can. And that is sort of the basics of what demons you're going to be going up against. And the characters, so you know, but it entirely depends on what class and what character you think fits you. You can make your own builds, because with each individual character you upgrade, you'll get skill points, as you'll see in the bottom right, which you can make your own personal builds and things like that. For the versus AI, I'm actually going to try to play as Wash, because I think he's the most new player friendly, I like to think. New player, he's the friendliest to new players. He's pretty easy to pick up, he's pretty easy to use. If not him, then I will try to get Henry, because he's also pretty good. But if you want to try starting out and you don't quite know who to start out manning, I'd recommend Warriors. They're probably the most simple out of the bunch. But that is all the characters. Let's get into a play as Survivor versus AI. Queue times may vary depending on where you are in the world and what happens, but it's all up to you, really.
Grandma, is that one yours?
That's Emily's.
That's yours.
That's Pete's. Grandpa's. This one's mine.
And you'll see kind of a bit more of the basics of what exactly goes on through the mind of a AI player or Survivor player. Here we go, joining a match.
Okay, where's my phone?
Yeah, I'm flattered. Now let's kick some evil ass.
And you also want to keep in mind of the other players you're playing as. We'll see a Brock, we'll see a Hash, and me. Let's see what he picks. So it looks like we have one from each category. We have one Hunter, one Leader, one Warrior, and one Support. Good for what we're trying to go for with. And as we know, Brock's abilities increase when he's with other Williams members, which are all of us. So his abilities should be good. You can also rely on Hunter Ash to try to exercise you, and if you want to get some heals, hang around the support Ash
You
or the
can have
Sash.
mine. I don't like it. This will be mine. Let's see what it says. Can you open it?
Looks like we're going up against the Warlord, so we know, okay, brute force and fighting things.
Professor Raymond Nolan,
First thing you want to try as a character, just loot as best you can.
nothing can limit
Pick up any ammo you can for friends and family that you're dealing with.
I can stop it.
Shemp's Colas.
Instructions.
I'm going with no skill points activated on my ability, so you can jump in and know exactly what it's like for you.
Search nearby for pieces
Mark
of
crates.
contains the location of the items required to banish.
Pick up this. Because the more supply crates you find, the better you can upgrade your character.
Ooh, how I've missed these.
I'm going to hold on. What I like to do, just as a friendly reminder, is to pick one type of weapon for ranged and just stick with that for the whole match. I picked up a special ammo type weapon with a nail gun,
I made light.
so I'm going to use that instead.
Primitive do that.
Looks like it's Misery Manor. Looks like, so that's where we are. So of course I'm going to try to figure out what I can figure out from here. Stick by your team. Don't go off by yourself. If you go off by yourself, you're easy pickings for the demon. But we of course don't want to get found out by the demon if something goes wrong. Looks like he's looted this place up pretty good. I'm going to upgrade my shield first off because I am a Wash. And the more amulets I use... You can also press Alt to do certain commands. I'm going to tell this Sash to follow me.
Follow me.
And we'll see exactly what we can do over here.
This isn't just light, it's illumination, conjured by the Chosen One.
Light sources to keep our fear down. Make sure you're with the buddy. Think the buddy system. You know the buddy system in Scouts, or when you're swimming, always have a buddy. Always have a buddy. Never get caught off guard by yourself. That is the worst thing to happen as a survivor. I'm going to take this explosive crossbow because it's a special ammo. And it's also just higher damage than what I have.
There's no stopping me now. Let's do this with the lights on.
There's a piece of the map. I'm going to actually take this.
A small but strong step forward.
I like it. And I'm just picking up things here and there. Handgun ammo. Ooh, chainsaw. And since I have weapon mastery, or I guess you wouldn't at this case, but at this point in time, but you would eventually. Mark Shemps for your support, and share the wealth. A Shemp with a support with no Shemps is also another death wish. We're gonna stick this in stamina. Press M to open your map, and then use Alt to tell exactly where you're going on the map so other people can see. I'm on my way to Greenwich Village.
I love your fortune cookies.
Kick and finisher.
Bag and bag.
Looks like my support's fighting.
That's the end of that. I'll get us out of this. Just stay behind me.
And it can also see in your peripheral vision exactly where you're marking so you can know where to go. Map marking. Communication is key. Communication is key in this game. Whether you have a mic or whether you just want to use what you can, just make sure you are communicating with your team and you're not screwing them over by screwing themselves over. Scratch their backs, they scratch yours. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep running up this way. You can tell if the demon's around you if you hear a bit of a growling noise. The demon is not around us, thank goodness, so we're not growling as of yet. Which means if the demon doesn't know where you are, that is good. That means you can do your business uninterrupted, which is what you want. The demon can find you easier if you get in a car, fire a weapon, or get your fear up too high. And one thing that can make you lose matches is having the demon find you early on. You can also investigate.
Swing it, shoot it, drink it, or wear it. Grab it.
Tell your team exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it.
Step closer to getting the hell out of here.
Gotta listen to the audio cues of exactly what's going. And defend your teammates.
I
You can also see in the bottom there, the demon level, the number with the demon eyes. That is actually the demon's level. The higher the demon goes, the more powerful he becomes as the match goes on. The demon can gain that kind of stuff by fighting, hitting survivors, having their fear increase, summoning portals, putting traps, and things like that. And a kick.
And,
So it entirely depends on what... You can also tell if the demon's surrounding you if traps start activating. If a trap activates, like the Sash just fired his gun, now the demon knows where he is. You gotta be careful.
The survivors have
But at this point,
another portion of
it sounded like the demon had already found us out, so it didn't matter anyway.
There is still much to be done.
Mark that. Bit of a looting.
this isn't just light, it's illumination, conjured by the Chosen One. Ha! I made light. Let's see you primitives do that. Doesn't get any groovier than this.
See? That Hash knows what he's doing. He knew that since I have weapon mastery on this, he's going to let me use this because it's a higher rarity weapon, and he still gets a blue chainsaw out of it. Win-win around. See what I mean?
Still swinging. I'm coming to save your doughy ass.
Mark where you're going, and see if you can wait for the team. We're going to put this into melee. Nice heavy attack. The chainsaw has a bit of a delay on its attack, so be careful with that.
Now, just 4 minutes.
Bit of melee attack.
Next one of you primates even touches me.
See? Sash used his amulet, and I got a bit of amulet back.
Now, my this
You also mark. Let's move on to the main objective.
Surprise, people. Let's get it done.
Looks like me and the Hunter Ash are going by ourselves. But we got a buddy system. He watches my back, I watch his.
You have to get your fingers straight. No, like this.
If you look on the map, you see that little archway? That's actually an entrance into a place that may seem a little hard to get to. So this is actually an entrance into Bronson Cave if you're running through here, so you can loot and move. Keep that mindset. Looting and moving, looting and moving.
Move.
Gonna put this into melee. Oh, you see that? Looks like Brock is fighting. Unfortunately, I don't know if he's by himself, so we're gonna hit the map open. Looks like he is by himself, so we're gonna have to go hunt him down if we don't do
Oh,
anything.
I've missed these.
Get closer.
Just watching the map.
No, 8 minutes.
Looks like he is making his way over, but his fear is up, so he can get possessed, and if he is possessed, that is not good. So we'll have to pick him up when we get to that point.
The group now holds the final piece of the map. The lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian Dagger are within
Melee,
reach.
health.
My plan will only succeed.
This is just how I upgrade my warriors, at least my Wash. So it's up to you guys to decide how you want to upgrade your characters in the match. Mark where you're going
Hero
first.
from the sky is on his way.
Versus AI is a bit more, what's the word? Ski-dum-diddly-esches. People are, you don't have to be as much as team-oriented as you have to because the AI is pretty easy. So if you're still wanting to learn a new character or learn how they work, I'd recommend going versus AI to start off with. But it entirely depends on what you want to do here. Oop, he marked us great. Let's see what we get.
Could never get enough of these.
I'm actually going to take that because it's better than my saw gun and it still is a special weapon ammo type.
Grandma, what is 4 and 4?
He regrouped with us. Brock's got his health back up. That's good.
No. 4.
And if you need be, wait for your team.
So 4 and
Nothing wrong with waiting.
Next together.
World's not going to save itself, and it's going to be harder to save when it's just you. Communication, sticking with your team. Splitting up is a terrible idea. Oh, looks like we got a fight on our hands.
Bag and bag.
Now we've got all the map pieces. We're going to go to this dagger first.
Oh, I'm losing. Everything is split. Gotta find me some more of these. Ooh, how I've missed these.
put this. I have 7. I have not been paying attention. I'll put it into my health and into my ranged last since I'm a warrior.
Nothing comes close.
And I won't be using much of my ranged anyway. Now we're in the cabin. I'm going to start the dagger before they go down. And since I'm in the area, the dagger will begin collecting. It will go out if there are no players in the area. Oh! Gonna use this so it lowers my fear. Hunter Ash used his ability so that possessed unit doesn't deal with me. And since I deal more damage,
Light. It's illumination. Conjured by...
you can also find cheeky spots like that if you so wish. But I'm trying to show you exactly how this game's gonna be, and I don't want to show all these cheeky spots.
Give me some sugar.
Upgrade my stuff like that. Put him down. Oh, possessed unit. So when they're red like this, that is a possessed unit.
Somebody shot me.
And when they're about to see, they get stunned, which is good for you to take more damage out. Ah! Getting barfed on. You know,
I made light. Let's see you primitive do that. I call this one...
get that down.
Burning up for you. Try this.
Rox activated his ability. Defend your team. Defend it.
End of the line.
Oh. Make sure you stay in this area or else the opponent will never get a creep, you know what I mean? So just watch the area, watch your teammates, and watch your fear. This will lower my fear, so I don't get possessed, but I still can't because this doesn't look like it lowered it enough to be worthwhile. And with Wash, try to get as many executions as you can so that your upgrades go all the way up. And when you collect the page, the demon player will get exorcised away, and all the Deadites in the area will die out so that you don't have to worry about them. And give yourself a little bit of breathing room in case, just in case the player shows back up again. And since I'm a warrior, I don't have as much stamina as that Hunter Ash up there, so he's going to run along ahead. My fear is getting a little bit high up, so I'm going to mark where thing I'm going to use, and I'm going to lower my fear
Why are
down.
you doing this to me?
That was partner.
Now that my fear is going down, none of us can get possessed.
He was in another episode too.
You can see my fear is going down.
Guard and Ant-Man.
Kind of move. Always watch your sights. Just make sure you know exactly what you're looking for and what you're looking at. And we're going to keep on moving. Also, I think I forgot to mention your flashlight does have battery life, so if it dies out, then it dies out. And you won't be able to find any more hidden items. So be generous with your flashlight. Oh, we're leaving our support over this before it does anything. I'm gonna tell them to wait, so we have our
Trust me,
support.
team. You don't want to leave me behind.
Now that we have our support going, and he's with us, he's out of here. Looks like our Hunter Ash is having a problem. Let's see if we can go help.
Let's do this with the lights on.
Why did you not?
I'm actually going to use my shield here, and as you see, it filled up both my 2 shield bars because I have my fully upgraded shield.
You have awakened the lost pages of the Necronomicon.
And it did an explosion, so that guy died.
And hold your position.
And he's down and out. He's down. And your characters will react to getting shot at. Oh, boss. And as you see, he was grabbing the hash there, but I was able to knock him out. Just watch when you're getting hit, and watch what you're wanting to do. Time your attacks. And now that he's bronze bar is down, he is stunned. They're nice and out. Those portals show when enemies spawn. Dive a little white arrow. I'm going to do this. Take him out as well. Watching my team just in case any of them are needing help. Doesn't look like it. It may seem like there's a lot going on, but once you get to handle it, it's pretty simple to just remember. Just keeping in surroundings, what you're trying to do, who you're trying to fight, and who needs your help. And how you can help, if that makes sense. More enemies behind our boy. See if I can take him out. Oh, I'm out of the spawn. If I'm out of the little blue area, then I'm not going to counteract to getting the pages. I saw an enemy team. Mark where the possessed unit is with an ult. And take that sucker out! Looking at the top, it looks like we're almost there collecting this. Also, share the wealth.
Ha! I made light. Heads up. Look at this.
I'm the only one fighting here, so I gotta be careful.
Survivors now hold the lost pages of the Necronomicon. A world.
What is this? A scythe? I'll let him take it, because I'm better with a chainsaw. Let's see what we can find around here, friends.
Free for all. Grab what you can while we're here.
Both the lost pages and the Kandarian dagger have been collected. Now, prepare yourself to battle.
Terminal Station is also a great place for loot. So if you have a chance to loot it, I recommend definitely looting it. Because any loot is good loot in this game. You don't have the right enough amount of loot, you're going to get bent over backwards. I'll pick that up for Ash because he's full.
That I do not like light. I can say that from personal experience.
Take a matchstick. Make sure your supports have what they need. If they don't have what they need, you can't stay in the fight. It's all about one. Looks like they marked one over here. I'm fully upgraded, so I cannot collect any more pink F. But it doesn't mean I still can't open crates and hope I get something better than what I have. Keeping track of my stuff, keeping track of my ammo. Beautiful. Where's that supply? Oh, it's outside. I think I'm actually going to pass on it so we can get out of here. Mark the car so that your teammates know where you're trying to do and the message that we need to go right now. Now this is the Dark Ones part of the game. This is how the game goes. This is how we have to make sure we win. We're close to winning, but not quite. Another tricky thing to learn in this game is actually driving. Driving's kind of twitchy. Try to find some spots that you're in a safe point that you won't take as much damage as you can by just not... Oh! This is not exactly where I want to be. Using control and moving to the left or to the right, just in a certain area so that I'm not being an easy target to hit. Oh, looks like I'm possessed. Let's see if my teammates can handle me. My fear got too high, so now I'm possessed. To get a character out of possession, you can actually attack them so they take less damage and get kicked out earlier. The Dark Ones can also do this sort of AoE that you can dodge if you time it just right. Get some shield back. Looks like my support's having some trouble.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Alright, now, I should mention, if you die or go down, your teammates can bring you back. But as soon as book phase is up, as it's called the book phase, when we have to defend the book, if you die, you cannot get picked up. You are dead until the match ends. So if you do not, you have to know when to actually turn on book phase. Because if you turn it on too early and all your teammates don't get healed, you'll be alone by yourself. I'm actually going to use the Shemps here and pop up some amulets. And then I'm going to drop my Shemps for anyone who needs it, because I sure as heck don't. Now I'm going to take this amulet. But this is right here what we need to defend.
Let's do this with the lights out.
Your mom is trying to...
I'm just defending what I'm trying to defend here. Pop another amulet so that I'm full on amulets. And get this guy out of my life. I'm actually going to drink my ability now, in case he wants to try something funky. See? They can attack it.
Grandma or me? Me?
Hold on, gotta reload.
He's at Ellie's.
And make sure you don't hurt your teammates because they may not like it.
Thought so.
You can also do finishers and executions to make them stop from hitting the book, but may lead the book open to other attacks. Just gotta know when to attack, when to finish, and just when to take out. And that is a GG, my friends. That is a GG. Now that was just simply versus Survivor versus AI. It's looking like we might have a little bit of time for an actual game. Training gloves are off. Gotta make sure you know exactly what to do and how to do it. As usual, I will be going in with no skill points on my Wash, just so that you can know what it's like as a zero kind of skill. Like, obviously I still have my passive abilities, but I don't have any sort of build going on with it. Just to kind of get an idea of what it's like without it. Even if you lose, it's a learning experience. Do not be toxic. Be friends with everyone. Learn something each and every game. Now let's see if we can get an actual player win. As you know, versus AI and versus player in most games is rather different, and this is no exception. You gotta know when to dodge. You just gotta... But it may be a bit more intense, but the tactic is still the same. Stick with your teammates, loot as best you can, get the objectives completed. That's really all it is. Let's see if we can get a Wash going.
Wait, why did you undress? Oh no!
Bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Yeah, Mom, just give her a sec and she'll come get in with you.
I know someone's out.
Looks like we got a Cheryl, my Wash,
My second one.
Evil is
a
about
Mia,
really
and a Lash. Looks like we're going a bit more of a melee-focused team. A bit more of a warrior-centric team.
As soon as you're done, okay?
But let's see exactly what we got going on here.
Her shampoo. Is it in my bathroom? I think it is.
Yeah, I just have to go, so.
Oh, okay.
It's in this one.
There may not be as much talking or as learning here because I have to focus, of course, because I'll still try to win for y'all. But even if we don't win, that's fine. Learn something new. You can also sort of tell people's skill level based on their prestige. Like that, our Lash is like a prestige 5, which is the highest prestige you can go, which probably means he's been playing the game for a while. Looks like we're going up against Elgos, which means manage our fear.
I'm now certain.
Manage our fear, because it relies on, remember, on what? On what? Possession and fear. Correct, correct. So if our fear never gets up, he can't ever hurt us. Or, well, he can still hurt us, but, like... I'll let Cheryl get that. Cell tower. I'm going to go hit and mark that, because I don't want to go just yet.
Gather the pieces to find the location of the Kandarian dagger.
I'll take this meat hammer.
Pages of the Necronomicon.
You're good to just go get in through your
Take any ammo I can find to give to my teammates who need it later on. Take any amulets I can find.
Folks, you're going to want to take a look at
Let
this.
Mia, because we know she has a weapon mastery on the machete, so she uses better than I do. I'm actually going to put it starting off into my stamina, because I might need to dodge a lot more. And I'm going to say I'm headed over there now, because Lash is by himself, and we need to make sure that he is not by himself. Looks like he's already got it. I do recall him putting that there's a blue chest over here, so I'm going to quickly grab this and grab my chainsaw. Put this into my fear so that I don't get screwed up anything.
I'm coming to save your doughy ass.
And I'm going to start heading over to Greenwich Village. Another supply crate up there. Don't think it's worth it at this point. But there is a supply crate down here, just as good. Since I am in indoors, my fear won't go high as it needs to be.
Gotta find me some more of these.
You also, I should mention, at the end of a versus player match, that will give you more spirit points than versus AI, so you can level up your characters faster. But once again, it's entirely up to you. I'm going to finally put it into my shield because I need it. Because I am once again, a Wash, relies more on shield and explosions of that sort. Mark every chest you find.
Move.
I don't really want to go with this yet. I'll take this amulet though. Put this into my shield. Doesn't look like the demons found us because we've been smart with our fear and our movement. We are not getting into cars, which is wise. Still haven't found... I want to go with a handgun ammo, with a handgun weapon this game around. Simply because I feel like handguns are probably the best on warriors, simply for the fact that they're damage enough to knock people out of possession, but they're not
Conjured by
reliance like other
Now
stuff
holds
is,
an
you know?
additional piece of the
Take a special ammo.
Well played.
Doesn't look like the demons found us just yet. Looting and moving, boys. Looting and moving.
Let's see you primitives do that.
I can't carry any more amulets, so I'll use an amulet. Grab one. I'll take the grenade launcher, though.
Yeah. I'll make you a trade. Your ammo, my gratitude.
Your ammo for my gratitude.
Gash.
I should also mention that when someone's doing a finisher, you cannot do any damage on the guys because obviously, just because you have invincibility frames, but so do they. Another thing you should know about the Puppeteer is that when their basic units die, they will explode, which will also deal damage to you, so you gotta watch out for that. Put this into shield. It's just learning your enemies while learning your characters. Put that into shield as well. Looks like we found the next map piece.
You have the final piece of the map.
Oh.
Revealing the location of the lost pages of the Necronomicon and Kandarian.
My shield is up.
They are.
You can also tell where a supply chain is in your areas if you hear like a slight little ringing, jingling noise, which is really nice to hear. You just gotta learn to hear that jingling noise. Where are we going first? I say we go to the Nobi cabin.
Hero from the sky is on his way.
Because on this map, the dark ones, which is the late game, always will spawn at the bottom of the map. So you want to usually go up to the higher one just to be safe.
Heads up. End of the line.
Looks like we're good. We're going to keep moving. Cheryl's going to go back with Mia, which is smart. I'm going to stay with my Lash boy here.
Anybody need a light?
Stick with your teammates
I got a million of them.
and watch where the demon is. This demon may either be new or AFK, which might not get as exciting as I was hoping, but we'll still make it work. You hear that ringing? You hear that ringing? That means there's a thing nearby.
Ooh, how I've missed these.
I'm going to stick this into melee so I can deal more damage for things that come my way.
This isn't just light, it's illumination, conjured by the Chosen One.
Oh. Looks like he's fighting in here. Looks like he wants to loot up a bit.
Let's do this with the lights on.
And since he's the leader, and if I'm in his aura, I get more benefits. Oh! There are traps active, which means the demon is more than likely knows I'm going to be here. So we better start looting up quickly. Looting and moving, my friends. Looting and moving.
Honey, you got real ugly.
He's dismembered an enemy. Dodge that explosion. Make sure my fear doesn't stay up. And keep it down. It's active. Demon should be here soon enough. Stay near any... If there's a light source within your objective area, stay near it as best as you possibly can. Looks like we're on the road, boys. Alright, we got a game, boys. He jump scared me. That's an ability he has. I'm going to use this. And since I'm near a somewhat light source, I'm not going to worry about having my fear go up.
Heads up. Light time. Pick an evil spot.
Oh. Gonna reload. Stay near the light source, any light source I can, so my fear doesn't get up. Dodging enemy fire that comes my way. And dropping anything for anyone who needs it. Share the wealth, save your souls, you know what I mean? He's dead. Get my shield up just a little bit more. I'm gonna pop another amulet. Looks like we're almost close. And get my shield up just a little bit more. And that, my friends, is the first objective down.
Of the Necronomicon, the rarest and most powerful artifacts.
I will take that legendary chainsaw, because that is beautiful, especially on a warrior Ash. Alright, baby. I'll pick this up for anyone who doesn't need it. Alright.
Classic lives.
Wait for your teammates. Once again, don't go anywhere without a buddy. And if you just happen to pick up your entire team. Oh, that was a perfect time. Once they're all in, drive off. Once again, like I said, driving on this game is a little sketchy. You gotta learn when to drive and when not to drive. Just learning the map, my friends. Learning the map. But since we are in a car, the demon knows exactly where we are, and he can probably guess where we're going. So just gotta be watchful of that. He can. Yes, the demon can possess the car, but you can't knock him out of it like you can knock him out of anything else. Put this into my melee.
Ha! I made light. Let's see you primitives do that.
Mark this because we're going to want it. Oh! These are another trap. He can trap chests. Mini ashes. We'll do a little bit of damage, but we'll take resources from me because they're jerks. And if he puts Ash's hand in them...
How'd you like the taste of that?
Oh, we're going to actually mark that for the Mia.
Something for you. I'm a giver.
We're going to let Mia have that because we know that's important. Oh, he jump scared me. I'll put this into my melee and my health. Looks like he wants to 1v1 me, so we're going to 1v1 him. I'm going to actually start the objective so that he hopefully stays away from my teammates while also staying on me, because I'm pretty good out with the items I have, and I'm feeling a little ballsy.
The group has begun to collect the Kandarian dagger.
Oh, looks like he's possessed Cheryl.
Battle against the dead. Remain close to ensure its collection.
Somebody get that guy up.
Oh, they're bleeding out. Looks like Ash is going to try to revive him. Yep, demon's on us now, so that he can revive him no problem.
Folks, you're going to want to take a look at this.
Gonna pop an amulet. Reload my weapon. And my fear's getting a little high, so I'm going to use my ability now. Just so my fear goes down just a titch so that he doesn't possess me. Boss is up. Mark where the boss is. That's a... Elagos has the ability to actually, when he's moving, to not be able to get hit. Like I said, the boss can be the big bad. Alright. Boss is down. Take him out. Oh, Sue's been possessed. Oh, I couldn't see her. Nice, we got him. Drop the stuff. Oh, lagging a bit. Oh, yep, see the Elagos, that's one of his abilities. That's an elite unit, and one of his abilities can do a Stun Shock they've got, stuns you for a second, while also dealing damage.
Survivors have taken the Kandarian dagger. This weapon is key to evil's demise.
Put this in health. I'm actually going to loot up just a bit more, just so we can find more items.
In your possession. You have all
I'm going to drink up a bit, my last
banish
gems.
the Dark Ones back to the Deadlands.
Hopefully find some more amulets and find some more shemps. Oh, crap. Take care of this guy.
All right, you primitive screwhead.
I know for a fact some stuff can spawn in this house back here. Let's do this with the lights on. Ah! Get off me. Take an amulet, perfect. Take a shemps, perfect. And I'm in a lit area for the most part. That should lower my fear down quite a bit. Put this in range. Take another shemps to give my support. My support looks like they are running off by themselves. I wish I had an eye tracker so you guys could see a little bit better what I'm see what I'm trying to see. Oh, excuse me, my apologies. And a blue chest, which is always good to pick up before we move on. Ooh, a blue grenade launcher.
No stopping
Better than the one I have.
Why are you doing this to me?
That sounds like a thing. I'm gonna start heading over there now. Mia should be okay by herself. It looks like our support is getting her butt handed to her. Put this last into my ranged. Oh, looks like our Cheryl's been... Yep, looks like the demon's over there with the Prestige 5 Lash. He seems to know what he's doing, so he should be fine. And it's a support. It's not like they can do a lot of damage anyways. Oh. Trap this place out to the max. Pop an amulet because I can't carry anymore. Grab another Shemps. Once again, I'm pretty good with where I am. I think I'm going to start the final dark bit now. So the demon stays on me. Kill him. For this little spawn point, there's always 4 spawn points, the dark ones in every single map. This one is right here. You can go inside, or if you're just right, you can kind of stand above here. And when he spawns portals, I like to go down.
Who's next, huh? Who's ready for some more?
Oh, looks like I'm by myself, so I'm going to see if I can try to get away from this. Pop this to up my little health, and fight for my dear life. I got invincibility frame, so he can't attack me here. He may try, but he can't. And we got him. Nice. And since I have a little bit more of my ability, I'm going to take out these boys. And take him out, get my thing just a little bit back more. Oh, and I'm possessed again. Got my fear a little too high. Looks like he's going to try to go after Lash. But they're shooting me, so they can stagger me and kick him out of me. See? I couldn't do anything there, but since they knocked me out, I now have full control. Moving to the left, moving to the left. I also like to kind of find a safe spot and just kind of go back and forth.
Heads up. Look at this.
I didn't reload.
Work without any ammo.
Looks like the Deadite died. And I'm about to die, so I'm going to pop a Shemps.
Ace strike back, my friend. You're welcome.
Necronomicon is complete. Defend it to seal the breach between our world.
Looks like he's going straight for book. He's dead. Pop that Shemps. Pop some amulets. Ow. I always like to keep one on myself. Use your Sure ability. She's going to heal us up. Pop my ability because I know he's going to possess somebody soon. Looks like he got his theory on me. And share the wealth to the best of my ability. Get him off that. Get him off that. And get this man out of here. "45 seconds left on the clock. We still got a good chunk of health left. Boss is back up again. Mark where they are. Dodge any attacks he's got. Get my shield back just for a little bit more. Looks like he's did his area effect. That kind of does a little stun. That looks like it hit me. And that is another GG. I'm going to end the stream there. Thank you all for coming out and learning a little bit more. And if you are a new player, thank you for joining us on this Evil Dead. Welcome to the game. I hope you have as much fun with it as I do. And I'd like to all you know that I have no idea how to end my stream, so I'm just going to say bye.